Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate. We have Her Grace Amrita Madhavi Mataji from Bengaluru, India. And Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, Verse 4. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. You may take over, Mataji, when you are ready.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, and my humble obeisance to all the devotees here in the call. Before we start, let us pray. Bhakti open na? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalaakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishnapreshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langai Tegirim Yatkrapatamahamam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. Sorry, I need to change the screen guard so it's a little blurred. Camera maybe. Yes. So now let me start reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, verse number 4. This was number 3 and 4. So, Shrinvan Bhagavato Bhikshnam Avatara Kathamritam Shruddhadhano Yatha Kalam Upashamta Janavritaha Satsangachanakai Sangam Atmajayatmajadishu Vimunchen Muchyamaneshu Swayam Swapnavad Uthitaha. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, Text 3 and 4, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. A Grihastha must associate again and again with saintly persons and with respect. He must hear the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnations, as these activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. Thus, one should gradually become detached from the affection for his wife and children, exactly like a man awakening from a dream. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Krishna consciousness movement has been established to give grihasthas all over the world an opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita specifically. The process, as described in many ways, is one of hearing and chanting. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. Everyone, especially the grihasthas who are mudadhi, ignorant about the goal of life, should be given opportunities to hear about Krishna. Simply by hearing, by attending lectures in the different centers of the Krishna consciousness movement, where topics of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are discussed, they will be purified of their sinful inclination for constant indulgence in illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, which have all become prominent in modern days. Thus, they can be raised to the status of light. Punya Shravana Kirtana, simply by joining the Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by hearing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, one must be purified, especially if he also takes prasada. This is all going on in the Krishna consciousness movement. Another specific description here is Shrinvan Bhagavato Bhikshnam Avatara Katamritam. It is not that because one has once finished Bhagavad Gita, he should not hear it again. The word abhikshnam is very important. We should hear again and again. There is no question of stopping. Even if one has read these topics many times, he should go on reading again and again because Bhagavata Katha, the words spoken by Krishna and spoken by Krishna's devotees about Krishna are Amritam, nectar. The more one drinks this Amritam, the more he advances in his eternal life. The human form of life is meant for liberation. But unfortunately, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, every day the Grihasthas are working hard like asses. Early in the morning, they rise and travel even 100 miles away from 100 miles away to earn bread. Especially in the Western countries, I have seen that people awaken at 5 o'clock to go to offices and factories to earn their livelihood. People in Calcutta and Bombay also do this every day. They work very hard in office or factory and again they spend 3 to 4 hours in transportation returning home. Then they retire at 10 o'clock and again rise early in the morning to go to their offices and factories. This kind of hard labor is described in the Shastras as a life of pigs and stool eaters. Nayam deho deha bajam pranoke kashtan kaman arhate vidbujamye means of all living entities who accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, verse number 1. One must find some time for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. This is Vedic culture. One should work 8 hours at the most to earn his livelihood. Either either in the afternoon or in the evening, a householder should associate with devotees to hear about the incarnations of Krishna and his activities and be gradually liberated from the clutches of Maya. However, instead of finding time to hear about Krishna, the householders, after working hard in offices and factories, find time to go to a restaurant or a club where instead of hearing about Krishna and his activities, they're very much pleased to hear about political activities of demons and non devotees and to enjoy sex, wine, women, and meat. And in this way, waste their time. This is not Grahastha life but demoniac life. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, with its centers all over the world, gives such fallen and condemned persons an opportunity to hear about Krishna. In a dream, we form a society of friendship and love, and when we awaken, we see that it has ceased to exist. Similarly, one's gross society, family, love are also a dream, and this dream will be over as soon as it dies. Therefore, whether one is dreaming in a subtle way or gross way, these dreams are all false and temporary. One's real business is to understand that one is soul, Aham Brahmasmi, and that its activities should therefore be different. Then one can be happy. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhati param. It means one who is transcendently situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards all living entities. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse number 54. One who is engaged in devotional service can very easily be liberated from the dream of materialistic life. So, here we can see this particular verse is talking about us, about the grihasthas. So it is very relevant to us, and what it mainly says is we can be grihasthas, but it's mandatory for us to associate with saintly persons, or else if we are bereft of saintly association, and if we are indulging only in working like those people in Kolkata or in Bombay, Prabhupada says, then we become as good as stool-eating pigs or dogs. This he's quoting Srimad Bhagavatam verse. If one is only doing the business of sense enjoyment, then we're no different from and working hard from morning to night and not having any time for saintly people. Then that is as good as being a pig or a dog, like that. So then Prabhupada actually says that we must take the opportunity to hear. And even the translation says that with great respect, he must hear the nectar of activities of Supreme Lord and his incarnations, as these activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. So, like how Krishna's activities are explained, it should be heard, as it is told in Srimad Bhagavatam and in other Puranas. Then, thus, one should gradually become detached. So, by hearing, we should gradually become detached from wife and children, exactly like a man awakening from dream. Like, when we finish the dream, we're no more attached. We may be having. When I was small, I've seen in my dream there was a pile, a mountain of chocolates, and and I was so much happy that wow, I can eat all this. But in my dream also I didn't eat, and when I got up, I was so very oh oh, that's all gone. Then no more attachment, no more thinking about that, no more meditating. So like that, we have to treat our real life's relationships. Means we should not get drowned in the bonds of attachment with one's own spouse, kith and kin, or with their own children, with their parents. We should not get so much attached that we even forget Krishna. So then we become no less than an animal. So this is what is told here, that if we start hearing Krishna Katha, then this unnecessary attachment will go away. And that is true. I completely agree that only by whatever challenges I had in my life from the last 25 years it's going to be after I married, I would say that it was hearing of Krishna Katha that made me get attached to Krishna. When I say attached to Krishna, it means more attached to Krishna and more attached to Krishna, which means we are not living for the family, but we are serving the family because we're attached to Krishna. We are lovingly dealing with the family because we are attached to Krishna. We are respecting the family because we are attached to Krishna. Still, in spite of hearing Bhagavatam, sometimes I would still get lost in the chain of attachment to family. And when attachment goes beyond a limit, Krishna does not spare his pet devotees. He arranges a situation where we realize that we are overly attached, and then we will feel the need to turn towards Krishna. Otherwise, it will have a heartbreaking pain. Right? If you do not want to have a heartbreaking pain, then you should know certain things. I'm very sorry, first of all, that I delayed to join today because I have exams day after tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter 11 to 19. And I finished chapter 16 up to 16, and today I just did 16, and I wanted to write a test, MCQ test. So I just took your permission. I just finished reading, and if I give this class, I'll forget that. MCQ means the memory is very volatile. So I just wrote a test and I got late. But I was saying something now, I forgot. So I was telling you that when we are very attached, yeah, when we are very attached to family, in spite of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, still sometimes we get, into the bonds of attachment. We get bound by our own attachment. And why attachment is bad is because attachment comes with is another side of the coin. One side of the coin is attachment, and one side of the coin is expectation. We expect from our family members certain things, and what happens when we expect is when it's not fulfilled, there's a heartbreak. If the expectation was a most needed expectation, then the heartbreak is very severe. Like if a wife thinks that the husband will take care of me full life, and suddenly he gives a divorce paper, and then it's very shocking. I've seen two Matajis, two young girls who were sent from America back to India. mm, and the husband said, I will come and take you. And they were sent, and there used to be quarrels, and they were sent, and after that they never came back. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. When I asked them, anytime he should be coming, I don't know. I said, he coming, I don't know means what? I mean, is he coming or not? Mm, Please keep in touch. Ask your husband. Talk nicely. Like I used to say, this was few years back, and and to her surprise and to her shock, yes, it was a divorce for both the girls. For both the girls who were sent back from America to India, the husbands never came to pick them up, but they sent a divorce letter instead. So what will happen, when the wives, and they never expected a divorce. They used to fight, thinking that they're ours. We can fight. We will love. We will fight. What is there? Girls think like that, and girls have so much attachment. So this attachment is what is causing pain. This attachment. So suppose if we come across that kind of attachments which has expectation, and if expectations are shattered, then our heart gets shattered, and therefore hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Krishna Katha is will make sound. Hearing Krishna Katha is very, very important, because the more we hear Krishna Katha and the more we um, um, remember the Krishna Katha, the more we try to by heart Krishna Katha sequence, and the more we repeatedly cherish Krishna Katha nectar, then somewhere Krishna occupies the bigger space in our heart, and all the other relationship issues will take back seat, and finally it will disappear. And then, because we're so happy with Krishna and Krishna Katha, and our realizations about the presence of Krishna in our life, and with gratitude filled realizations when we have, then the relationship issues uh, look very trivial. It doesn't look actually bad. Rather, we start thinking, now what I can, I'm so happy, what I can do to make my spouse happy. Every devotee, a husband or wife will come across this stage when they do devotional service sincerely, that they will feel okay. Now onwards, I want to just keep the spouse happy. They not think whether the spouse is keeping me happy, but they think I want to keep the spouse happy. That kind of detachment, when we say detachment, it does not mean that you don't think of your husband or wife. It means that you don't expect them to give you what you need, but you expect from yourself that you give what they need, and you do your best to keep them happy. And that too, you are doing it because you are attached to Bhagavatam. Therefore, you're trying to please Krishna by following Varnashrama Dharma of doing the duty of a wife, duty of the husband. So I was reading in the 16th chapter also, it was told that Bhagavad Dharma means literally listening to Krishna. Bhagavad Dharma means following Krishna's instructions. And Krishna only has done Varna and Ashrama. So he has given the duty, Krishna only given duties of Varna and Ashrama. So following Varnashrama Dharma in order to please Krishna, because Krishna is the whole and soul of our life. Suppose Krishna becomes whole and soul of our life, and therefore we want to follow Krishna's order. That is Bhagavad Dharma. And Krishna's order, as far as Varnashram Dharma is concerned, is to follow our duties, and that if you're doing just to please Krishna, then that is a devotee. But others are like animals. So this is the essence of this particular purport. If I miss something, I just go through it. So Prabhupada says hearing and chanting is very important, especially for grahasthas. Because simply by hearing and attending lectures in the different centers of Krishna conscious movement, where topics of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are discussed, they will be purified of their sinful inclination for constant indulgence in illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, gambling, which have become prominent in modern day. See, Simply by hearing Krishna Katha, we will be able to follow four regulative principles. Prabhupada is saying that we will be able to follow. This is very amazing. Okay, now then Krishna, then, it says yes, then I think everything else is covered except the last point. Last point is that one who is transcendently situated at once realizes Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to all living entities. See, what does this transcendently situated in at once realize Supreme Brahman? One who is transcendently situated means one should be all the time, all the time. The consciousness should be um, in pleasing Krishna all the time. If we are only fixed on how I can do cooking to please Krishna, how I can speak to my spouse and get the work done in order to please Krishna, how I can serve my spouse in order to please Krishna, how I can serve my children in order to please Krishna, how I can train my children, how I can train my children to serve the family members in order to please Krishna, like this. When we have pleasing Krishna as the only goal, and when we are doing all our duties, then we are actually transcendently situated, and and so such a person becomes fully joyful. He never laments because he's all the time, his mind is fixed in Krishna. How can he lament for anything? One who has Krishna has actually everything. One who does not have Krishna, even if he has the world's highest riches, he still may be the poorest beggar for love or for anything which he does not have, or sometimes even the richest person thinks that what he has is not enough, then he's as good as a dissatisfied beggar actually. A poorest beggar who is having very little, if he thinks that he should use it in Krishna's service, and if he keeps giving to ISKCON devotees just because they're giving prasada, one donne of prasad they're giving, so this beggar always gives donations for ISKCON. Suppose, then he is the actually happiest beggar, because the one who knows to give is actually not a beggar. The one who does not know to give and cries that I don't have enough is a beggar. So even a richest man can be a beggar and he need not be happy. So happiness does not come by money or gold. Happiness comes by fixing our mind on Krishna all the time. How to please Krishna? What service I have to do for Krishna, like that. Then the next verse, I think this next verse today I'm going to end. I think tomorrow also I'm only taking. So because we have exam no, so I will do a little short class. Um, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, verse number 5. यावदर्थम् उपासीनो देहे गेहे च पंडिताः विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र नृलोके नरताम्यसेत्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. While working to earn his livelihood as much as necessary to maintain body and soul together, one who is actually learned should live in human society unattached to family affairs, although externally appearing very much attached. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. This is a picture of ideal family life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Raya about the goal of life, Ramananda Raya described it in different ways, according to the recommendations of the revealed scriptures. And finally, Sri Ramananda Raya explained that one may stay in his own position, whether as a Brahmana, a Shudra, a sannyasi, or whatever. But one must try to inquire about life's goal, atato Brahma Jignasa. This is the proper utilization of human form of life. When one misuses the gift of human form by unnecessarily indulging in the animal propensities of eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and does not try to get out of clutches of Maya, which suggests one repeated birth, death, disease, old age, one is again punished by being forced to descend to lower species and undergo evolution according to the laws of nature. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Being completely under the grip of the material nature, living entity must evolve again from lower species to higher species until he at last returns to human life and gets a chance to be freed from the material clutches. A wise man, however, learns from the Shastras and Guru that we living entities are all eternal, but are put into troublesome conditions because of associating with different modes under the laws of material nature. He therefore concludes that in the human form of life, he should not endeavor for unnecessary necessities, but should live a very simple life just to maintain body and soul together. Certainly, one requires some means of livelihood, and according to one's varna and ashrama, this means of livelihood is prescribed in the Shastras. One should be satisfied with this. Therefore, instead of hankering for more and more money, a sincere devotee of the Lord tries to invent some ways to earn his livelihood. And when he does so, Krishna helps him. Earning one's livelihood, therefore, is not a problem. The real problem is how to get free from the bondage of birth, death, and old age. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. One should be satisfied with whatever means of life comes automatically. The modern materialistic civilization is just the opposite of ideal civilization. Every day, the so called leaders of modern society invent something contributing to cumbersome way of life that implicates people more and more in the cycle of birth, death, disease, old age. Yes, so we see here again, I missed one point in the previous purport that how dream, how we get up from dream, and we realize it is not real and we don't value it like that. Actually, whatever now we are undergoing is actually a kind of, it's like a dream, it's temporary. It's temporary because we have our own real life back. Once we go back to Godhead, we have our own real life, our own real post, our own real duties. But this is, then what is this? What is a dream? What is a dream compared to what we are now? So dream is also real, but temporary. Like that, this is also real but temporary. And this is like a dream when we think of our eternal spiritual life with Krishna. So, but to think this dream is real is Maya, and uh, um, to think that I have to use my body for my sense gratification, that is also Maya or illusion. To think these relatives of mine are going to save me from death or protect me in times of danger, that's also illusion, Maya. So, what is not Maya is to understand I am Krishna's part and parcel. And Krishna is my supreme master. And all I have to do is I should always remember that I'm Krishna's and I should live for Krishna, and Krishna should be the only goal of my life. But this is not illusion. This is understanding like this will lead to ultimate perfection because we start when we see that Krishna is mine and I have to live for Krishna. When we make our life, mold our life in order to please Krishna, and every moment, every hour, in every situation, with everyone, we see everyone in every situation as all Krishna given, and we serve everybody remembering Krishna all the time. And that is the real perfection of life, and that is real Krishna consciousness. So here Prabhupada is saying instead of doing that, and instead of becoming Krishna conscious, and instead of getting out of the cycle of birth and death, if someone is getting attached, and the real problem is how to get free from bondage of birth, death, disease, old age. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is a basic principle of Vedic civilization. So, what is this Vedic civilization actually? Vedic civilization means in the Vedas we have four varnas, four ashramas. So we just follow the duties and goals. And what's the goal of following Varnashram Dharma? Is Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. The goal is to please Krishna. If you're doing the duties of Varna and Ashrama in order to please Krishna, then that is the complete, that is the real topmost supreme Dharma. There's no better Dharma than that. Doing always, supreme Dharma is to do devotional service actually. Devotional service means Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavad Dharma, Prabhupada defines in Canto 6, chapter 16, somewhere at the end. Bhagavad Dharma means what is Bhagavan given Dharma? Bhagavan given Dharma is to do even Varnashram Dharma is also. given by the Lord. So when we do that, remembering that it's given by the Lord, when you do that to please the Lord, then that's also Bhagavatam. Prabhupada explains it. Or otherwise, simply surrender to Supreme Personality of God. That is Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says like that. So here we are seeing that instead of following the Bhagavata Dharma, if we are only complicating our life more and more, and we spend all the time maintaining our body and entertaining our senses, and we end up getting into cycle of birth and death, repeated birth and death, then that is not ideal civilization. That's the opposite of ideal civilization. And so-called leaders are only taking us in the wrong direction. Yes, leaders have allowed so many media, and media is teaching us everything possible. So we should be very, very alert about what goes in. What goes in means not just eating, not just eating control. Atyahara means not only overeating, it's overly seeing WhatsApp, overly seeing anything in the social media, overly hearing the gossip from the television or from others. So, like this, or using the legs overly to go to parties and pubs and clubs and things like that. So, when we use any of our organs, any of our senses, working senses or knowledge acquiring senses, in order to satisfy our senses, and we complicate our life, we mess up with our life. That's modern civilization, and that is not what we should do. We should use all our senses and all our assets to do devotional service in order to please Krishna, knowing that we have only one well-wisher, true well-wisher, and that is Krishna, and that is Guru. So Guru is as good as Krishna for us. So understanding that we just live to please Guru and Krishna by serving everyone around, especially our family members, means we talk about detachment, but does not mean detachment is not equal to not doing the duties. Detachment means doing the duties without expecting them to give some returns. Detachment means doing the duty with utmost gratitude to Krishna, with so much of reverence and gratitude to Krishna. We do our duties to our family members, saying it's Krishna given duties, and I'm doing it to please Krishna. When we do like that, then that is real Vedic civilization. That is also Bhagavad Dharma. With that, we end the session because I want to keep it short. If you have any one or two questions, we can answer in short so that I'll wind up early and I will go back to my studies. Tomorrow also, I think I'm giving the class, so I'll keep it short tomorrow also because Saturday, Sunday are our exams, and I have chosen Sunday's date. If I had finished learning, I would write it on Saturday itself. So I'm struggling now. Three more chapters left and six shlokas to by heart. So I beg your time for me also. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna. Or you have any comment, yeah, you can comment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very wonderful class and all. And don't worry much about your exam and all. Krishna will take care of everything. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Oh, thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very wonderful lecture. Um, I like when you said that expectations leads to downfall, which is very true. And through my readings and everything, I have come to that same realization. Uh, One thing I had a question there is that you mentioned do everything as to please Krishna. So that is also something that I have realized. But sometimes, like it's difficult to um, how do I say this? It's difficult to understand the difference between doing it for someone and doing it in order to please Krishna. So I understand that the concept is there, but can you give one more little bit more specific examples to understand how to distinguish between doing it for your spouse and doing it for your spouse in order to please your Krishna? Sorry if it's a
Because
bit more
spouse,
detailed question. If you have time, that'd be great.
because spouse is Krishna given. You see, marriages they say say, even Westerners say marriages are made in heaven. Why? Because marriages happen by the sanction of the Lord. If Krishna has sanctioned the Lord, then no complaints. Just accept. If you don't accept Krishna given situation, then we become like an asura or a demon uh, that we learn in sixth canto when Asura Vritrasura fights with Sura Indra. Surendra or Indra. This Sura Indra is on the Airavata elephant, and Asura Vritrasura is gigantic and without any elephant. And very easily it defeats. He pushes that elephant, falls down, along with that Indra also falls down. And then he says, hey, Indra gets in between, demotivated. He takes his Vajrayuda to kill, and that also when he kicks or something, it falls down. I forgot the details. Then Indra feels, "Arey, this was meant to kill him, and what is this happening? Oh my God." He becomes very demotivated. With the failure, he becomes demotivated like us. We also try so much, and when we fail, we feel heartbroken sometimes. So he felt very demotivated. That time, this Vritrasura says, hey, these are all Krishna given, man. He has told you that you use Vajrayuda and you can kill me. Why don't you use the Vajrayuda to kill me? Come on, fight. If you kill me, I'll be very happy. I'll go back to God. And if you don't kill, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Because this is my duty, I will do. I know that Amit is saying, I know that I'm going to be defeated, but still I'm not going to give up my duty of fighting. My duty of fighting, I will do it. I'm not going to bother about victory or defeat, because victory or defeat is Krishna given. And when he has told you that if you use Vajrayuda at me, at Vritrasura, if you at me, if you throw Vajrayuda, then attack me with Vajrayuda, then I am going to die. It's Krishna's word. It is going to happen. Maybe today it didn't happen, but you keep trying. Don't give up your duty, man. Come on, try. Come on, take up Vajrayuda and hit. Come on, start attack. This so, Prabhupada writes in the purport that, see, Vritrasura, he was actually he was going to be defeated, and he knew that there is a forecast from Krishna that Vritrasura is going to die with a thunderbolt. In spite of knowing that, um, he is thinking that this death or this victory is nothing. You know, going back to Krishna is everything. So when Krishna becomes everything, going back to Krishna becomes everything in our life, then we see every situation as Krishna given situation. When we see Krishna given, so he saw it as Krishna given situation, Krishna given temporary victory, he took it. And he said, for temporary defeat, don't get demotivated, Indra. Come on, get up, fight. Krishna has told you that you're going to attain victory. Come on, try, attack, come on. He was giving him chance after chance, motivating him to fight. And he was telling, you are going to win, man. Come on. If you don't, then I'm going to kill you. I'm going to become victorious. He was saying like that. Like throw your body for vultures and things like that to eat if you die. Like that, or Indra was telling, or I will offer you to some bhutaganas and like that. He was saying. So Prabhupada says, you see, real Asura was this Indra. Sura Indra is not Sura Indra. He's Asura because he could not accept Krishna's plans. He could not see through Krishna's vision, actually. He had his own vision separate from Krishna, and he wanted victory at the first sight, in the first fight, in the first instance. And that's not how Krishna works. Krishna also gives us the result after our endeavor. Endeavor depends on how much is needed for Krishna's satisfaction. So our business is not to worry when my endeavor will stop and when I'll get result. No, our business is keep endeavoring to please Krishna. Keep endeavoring to please Krishna. Now, how to please Krishna when we have to please our spouse? The spouse is Krishna given. Krishna allowed the marriage, and the spouse is still in the marriage. He's not left in the form of death or divorce. Uh, so then, when he or she is there, then and Krishna has given us a duty. When he has given us spouse, he has given the duty of grahastha. So grahastha duties means a husband has to protect the wife and take care of the wife and provide for the wife, and wife has to lovingly deal with the husband and husband's relatives, lovingly serve them prasadam, lovingly keep the house clean, lovingly train the children. These are Krishna given duties as per Varna and Ashrama. So when you know that you have some duties, if you can do that to please Krishna, now to earn money and feed the wife, you have to go for a job. And when you go for a job, and when you start sitting in the car itself, say, Krishna, you are given car. Thank you. I would like to drive in a way that your people who may be pedestrian, road crossing people or anybody should not get injured by me. I will take care, Krishna. So this way we start driving. We reach the office. Oh, Krishna, you are given boss, this angry boss. This boss appears to be mean, but since you have kept him in the post, since it's your choice that there should be a mean boss above me and I should never get an increment, I should never get a promotion, and I should never get another job also. So I have to stay here and slog and get humiliated in spite of doing all the good work, and should lose the credit for whatever great work I have done, and it will go to someone else. Still, you have given them. So I will do my best to please my Krishna given boss. Krishna, I'm trying to be very respectful with this boss because you have appointed him and you have kept him in the job above me. Therefore, I will do my duties nicely. In this way, when we actually, in this way, when we start dealing with our office boss, with our relatives at home, spouse and children and parents, when we deal, seeing them all as Krishna given and do the duties to please Krishna given family members, means the highlight is that they are given by Krishna, so I have to do my best. They are given by Krishna. Therefore, even though they harmed me by very piercing arrows, saying that I'm going to divorce or I'm going to, enough is enough. They will say sometimes, so many of them. It has become a trend now, unfortunately. May be very piercing. You may feel you have done a lot, and the other person may not be seeing, and they may feel you are selfish. So, how are you going to see it? And what you have to do is you have to say, okay, my Krishna given family member is feeling not so happy about me, and I see them as instruments of Krishna's to purify me. So, if I see that they are instruments of Krishna's who are purifying me, then there is absolutely no ill feelings to the instruments. But there is, and if you have a feeling that Krishna is everything for me, then you can do anything and everything to please your family members, and that time it will be very easy to say yes and pleasing them for the pleasure of Krishna. You understood? This is how you can please your spouse, yet feel that I am doing it to please Krishna and not the spouse. Is that clear, Prabhuji? Hardik Vishnoy Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, it's clear. I understand that you're trying to say, um, even if you're arguing, there's arguments and the your spouse is being little bit arguable. So you just have to understand that it's Krishna has put you in this situation. You have to please your spouse as well, but at the same time, you need to focus your mind on Krishna. And if Krishna willing, you will be able to please the spouse. If not, then um, maybe the time is not right or whatever. It will take time, I guess, right?
Yes, see, you endeavoring to do your best to please the spouse only is your goal. They becoming pleased or not, that is their ability. We cannot give the ability of being happy to anybody. We can only do our best to keep them happy from our side. Like for example, if I cook a nice feast for my family with the intention of pleasing them, and if I keep the house clean with the intention of giving them a comfortable setup, a nice setup, still they are feeling that we don't like your cooking, we don't like the menu, we don't like the way you have cleaned, maybe you should have done this, you didn't do the cobweb, you missed out the cobweb, or I can see the ants going here in the corner, you didn't do anything about it. Something, if they're finding fault, that is their problem, they have the problem of fault finding. Then you can't do anything, but you can next time, okay, tomorrow I will, okay, I will, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that one thing, I'll do it right now. You can say and do it. Then also they will say, okay, fine. Now you please do this one. Now you please do that one. Means at any cost. Sometimes some people don't have the ability to be happy because they have not taken it as Krishna given family. When they have not accepted us as Krishna given family and they are not connected to Krishna, they are not taking shelter of Krishna, they may not become happy with us. When they are not happy with us, still we try to please them because my Krishna has given them and not given them the ability to be happy. So now it's my duty to do my best. Like if I had a mentally retarded child, then my child does not have the ability to do everything, but it's my duty to give some Krishna consciousness to even mentally retarded child because I've seen mentally retarded children going to ISKCON temples daily, regularly, and they were all improved. They were all improved to a great extent. I have seen that myself in a few places. So, like that, if we see them as Krishna given and we do our part for them, then the result, they becoming happy is a result, and result is not given by the family members, it is given by Krishna. If they are unhappy with us, that result is given by Krishna. So we don't have to be unhappy with family. If they're happy, we don't have to become attached to family. Oh, they love me so much, they're appreciating they this, they that, and the same person who appreciates tomorrow may criticize. So take it all as Krishna given appreciation and Krishna given corrections. If family gives a correction or it may be a just blasphemous statement, it does not matter. If Krishna allowed it, then that is for my best. Krishna gave. So we accept it in a nice way. That is also the treatment we give to the family, that we accept it nicely and we deal nicely with them. So if we can do that just to please Krishna, seeing them as Krishna's people, though they may not be devotees, but they're Krishna given people, so they're Krishna's people, their devotees or not, doesn't matter. So I try to please them like this. So I am very happy, Hardik Vishnu Prabhuji, you grasped it so nicely. But still, what I thought I could add, I added. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for your genuine, nice question, beneficial for all. I think if we have no questions, we can end the session. Or any last short question we can ask. Otherwise, we'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow also, I am only taking.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this declaring class and with the practical tips and explained so nicely, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So Mataji has to go. So if anybody has any question, please go ahead. Otherwise, we can end up the call here.
Hare Krishna
Thank you
Mataji,
all.
good luck for your exam, and thank you so much
Oh,
for a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
thank you so
Mataji.
much, dear
Yes,
Geeta Mataji, and thank you so much, dear Shamarasika Mataji. All glories to my teachers and to Srimad Bhagavatam and to Srila Prabhupada.
yes,
Can end the
Mataji.
session.
All the best for your exam, Bhakti Vaibhav.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Hare
you so
Krishna.
much. What is the sixth canto? Last.
Hare
After that,
Nice.
Bhakti ever ends there. This is the last part. Oh, I now realize it's last. But I have to do open book assignment of third and fourth canto, and every chapter test is pending in third and fourth canto. First and second done. Fifth
Hmm.
and sixth is last three chapters, and first three chapters are left. There's
Hare
everything else out of 19. So those things are there that I'll continue to do. But now exam writing, that preparation is there.
Yeah.
That is urgent.
Oh, yes, you will do my best, Mataji. We know. Haribol.
Thank you so much.
So,
Yes, with all your blessings, most of the papers I got A plus. Some of
Haribol.
them, yeah. So I'm very happy. Krishna gave so much marks I don't deserve, but it's all by your blessings. And whenever you people blessed, it worked. You said,
Hmm.
don't worry, Mataji. Court case also will go well. Exam also will go well. And exam got postponed. Court case got its attention, and exam got its time. Now, see, now our exam is now postponed to now. 1 month gap was given. Oh, I don't know. Krishna is very merciful. That's why I finished so much preparation. Now still little left.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all your
Thank
blessings.
you.
It always works.
Yes.
Your blessings always worked for me so nicely. Thank
Yes.
you.
Krishna's mercy, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can end now.
Hare Krishna.
So
Hare
yeah,
Krishna.
blessed businesses to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarivasya kripa sindhu vacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
जय
अमृत माधवी माता जी की
की
जय।
जय
All
Hare
glories to
Krishna
Prabhupada. Hare
थैंक यू
Krishna.
सो मच माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol Hari Bol
Hare
हरि
Bol.
बोल।